As soon as I say yes, Michael stands up, he lifts me up, and he kisses me. For real. On the lips.
I'm tired of running around. Me and my baby's gonna settle down.
Hello everyone, it's Chantelli. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm starting something new to add to my A Day in the Life Of playlist called Storytime Sunday. So tune in Sundays at 11 a.m. For some of my story times, I'll add animation software if I have time. Other ones, it'll just be me, and then you can let me know what you like best. In honor of Valentine's Day today, I'm going to do a story time about my first kiss. Okay, so here we go. It was my sophomore year of high school, and up until this point, I had never had a boyfriend. I had always just had crushes because my parents were pretty strict at that point. My dad wouldn't let guys call me on the phone. It's kind of like one of those things where you can start out kind of strict and then ease up later. Let's see, for my crush, let's just call him Michael. We were in drama class. He was a junior. To many people that didn't know him, they would stereotype him as a thug, even teachers probably. I had two classes with him, drama class and media. I loved his swag. He had this clean cut, thuggish style about him. He used to always keep his hair in like a short fade with waves, but this year he decided to grow his hair out, and his afro was just beautiful to me. He had the prettiest, curliest, softest afro. I just loved it. He was tall, the definition of tall, dark, and handsome. You know, now that I think about it, it's probably why I like tall guys so much now. He was very lean, and this year on the basketball team, he became one of the star players, the guy that would shoot the winning shot at the end of each game. But what I liked most about him was how smart and smooth and charismatic he was. He wasn't one of those class clowns. He would usually sit in the back of the room and not really talking to spoken to as far as when the teachers would ask questions. But whenever they did call on him, he always had the best answer. So for drama class, we had 30 people in class, and we were working on our improv unit. So for Monday and Tuesday, we learned our improv lesson, and then by the end of that Tuesday class, we decided on how we wanted to do our improv performance. And so we decided on doing a talk show. So for this performance, it wasn't going to be one of our big productions. This is just a little lesson in the unit. Our big productions were more like at the end of the semester, where you have a big production with not just drama class, but drama club, where they can help with the lights, the sets, costumes. And we'll do a day production where you perform for all of the high school, middle school, and elementary schools. And then a night production for your parents, other members of the community, and then the rival schools to come and watch. So anyway, this was just our little mini lesson earlier in the semester. So on Wednesday, we got into groups, and with it being 30 people in class, we divided into 4 groups of 7 or 8. For my group, we had 7. And on that Wednesday, after getting into our groups, is when we decided on our plot. So one group went down to the hallway by the auditorium. Another group went down to the hallway by the library. Another group went down to the hallway by the cafeteria, and then the 4th group practice out in the hallway outside of the gym. Each of us had to go to different locations so that the teacher would be fully surprised and not know what our production was going to be about. So on Thursday was our practice skit, and with that, 7 men in our group, we had 3 girls, 4 guys. So for me, they automatically already labeled me as like the shy girl. So I was supposed to play like this meek and mild wifey type. And then one of the girls was the slutty girl. And then the 3rd girl was supposed to play my best friend character. So for the guys, we had Michael. And then the 2nd guy was going to play Michael's best friend character, who's also dating my best friend. The 3rd guy would play the talk show host, and then the 4th guy was supposed to be the slutty girl's boyfriend. So already I didn't like the plot because I felt like people weren't really stepping out of their shell. We were all being what school thinks we are, you know, whatever that label is. And I hate when people put people in a box. So, you know, it's like, oh yeah, Chantel's so meek and mild. I hated that. So the plot of our talk show was supposed to be we're going on a talk show and Michael's going to confess that he cheated on me. I'm supposed to be surprised and get all upset like, oh no, how could you? And storm off. And then from there, the slutty character and my bestie get into a fight. And then her boyfriend and Michael get into a fight. And then, you know, the fourth guy breaks up the fight. So that's what we practiced for Thursday. And then come Friday was our production of our talk shows. So each of the four groups came into class and we moved all of our desks to the back of the room to set it up to look like an audience. Then we had an open floor area to be the stage. And then a spot for the teacher to observe everyone and grade us. Let me backtrack for a sec. So the day comes Friday, it's the day of our production, and like I said, my parents were kind of strict, so I didn't really wear makeup, which I don't like to wear a lot anyway, even now, but I did want to look especially pretty for that day, so I was able to put a little bit of lip gloss on, and the night before I braided my hair, so then the morning of I unbraided my hair, and it was thick, pretty, crinkly curls, so I felt very pretty for that day. So each of the four groups divided into their order. And before it was our turn, Michael looked over at me and he was like, do you like the plot? You good? And I was like, no, not really. He said, I got you. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's that mean? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. So, as soon as it was our turn to get on stage and perform our talk show, everybody from the start started being extra, and the slutty girl character and my bestie character weren't even doing what we practiced. So I can say I don't even feel bad for how things changed. So before Michael could even come out and confess to me that he had cheated, the slutty girl changed the script and already reveals it like way too soon. But it's improv, so you just have to think on the fly and figure it out. So after she reveals that she was cheating with my man, I turn to Michael. I'm like, you cheated on me with her? So my whole attitude was totally different from how we practiced it. I did it in my own style, not like a fake dramatic. And then all of a sudden Michael's like, nah, baby. I actually agreed with the producers when they called. I just agreed and told them that I cheated so we can get a free trip to come here. So already the audience is like, what? You know? And I'm just listening. And he goes, actually, I wanted a free trip to take you here so that I could. And instantly he drops to his knees and he's like, so that I could propose. And so the audience is just like, you know, kind of like, what? And so he gets down on his knees to propose. He's like, I wanted to propose to you on TV. He's like, will you marry me? And so I'm blushing, I'm smiling, and it's real. Like, I'm blushing for real, you know. So the audience, they don't know. They think this is part of, you know, what we practice. So they're just like into it. And so I say yes. As soon as I say yes, Michael stands up. He lifts me up. And he kisses me for real on the lips. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't a short kiss. It was like 5 seconds. So the teacher, she liked Michael. So it threw her off too. She did not expect that to happen. And you know, it's just for a second, you're kind of like in shock. And she didn't have a chance to protest because the crowd was going so crazy or whatever. So I got my kiss. And the crowd's like hyped and they're just like going off. It took about 2 minutes for everybody to calm down because different people are just, some people are excited for me, some people are laughing, some people are shocked. I mean, it's different swirl of emotions, but it was just like, wow. So anyway, it took about 2 minutes to get the crowd calmed down and we only had 10 minutes to do our segment. So we didn't really have much time after that for the slutty girl character or my bestie character to do their fight scene. Pretty much we just had to wrap it up. And you know, the talk show host, he wraps up our segment and that was the end of ours. And as far as the teacher was concerned, that was our production. I don't know if we won out of 4 groups, but we did get an A. So I'll always remember my first kiss because it was something that like everybody in class saw. And I always will be grateful to Michael because I feel like he saved the day. He saw me deeper than like the label of me. He saw me deeper than like a shy girl or quote unquote meek and mild. And he knew I wasn't feeling the plot and he just did his own thing. So that's the story of my first kiss. I hope you enjoyed this story time. Write in the comments and tell me about your first kiss. Also, tell me about the first time a person ever truly saw you, deeper than just what everybody else thinks of you, the time they really saw the full you. I'll see you next time. Tune in next Sunday at 11 a.m. for Storytime Sunday. Bye.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and click like. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and go ahead and click the notification bell so you can be aware of every time I make new videos.
Dream guy. Dream guy.
Chantelly.